uniqueness DSLR compared to Cockpit B500. The type for DSLR is single lens reflex digital camera, and the type for Cockpit B500 is compact digital camera. DSLR use CMOS for image sensor and have 46.89 million of total pixels. Cockpit B500 also use CMOS, but approximate of 16.76 million of total pixels. DSLR use dust reduction system. There is image sensor cleaning. However, other camera that is Cockpit B500 does not have dust reduction system. DSLR also use Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to connect with other devices. Meanwhile, Cockpit B500 do not have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. DSLR use super speed USB connector, which is USB 3.0 micro B connector. And Cockpit B500 only use high speed USB connector to support direct print. An impact of the gadget on multimedia production as well as for society, economy and culture is enhanced learning. Over the past few years, technology has become integrated into the society, economy and culture to enhance learning experience for people. This gadget always be used by society to enhance the quality of their work. This might help people to increase creativity and project-based learning opportunities. By using this, people can get a video with high quality and they will enjoy the video as the video is really nice and readable. In society aspect, Nikon D850 DSLR camera can give job opportunity to the people that is talented in photography. The existence of this camera can decrease the number of jobless rate in society. That is because people are needed at the company to help to research and develop the perspective of the camera, so that the growth of the camera is aligned with the growth of the technology. Next, for economic aspect, we can conclude that existence of this camera can increase the economy of our country. That is because the quality of the image that produced by this camera is very high quality. Others can be attracted by image that produced by this camera. For example, tourism sector use the image that produced by this camera to promote our country as a country that must be visited at least once in a lifetime. Tourists usually pick our country as their holiday destination because the budget justification as money currency is quite low compared to other Asian countries. Last but not least, in culture aspect, the image that captured by this camera can portray the meaning and importance of a certain culture that being practiced in the country. The uniqueness of a culture can attract others to come here. It also can enhance the awareness about certain cultures so that people can learn on how to respect others' culture.
Nikon brought us and many other members of the photography press to an event in Oregon to review the 45 megapixel full-frame D850.
It would be better if you horses would look over here.
And just bring your arm up and back.
We've done our business than other cameras, providing the smoothest skin tones.
That looks great.
At its base ISO 64, it has the greatest dynamic range of any full-frame camera. I was able to recover these shadows from total darkness. You can recover
So far, I love shooting with the D850 as much as I've loved shooting with my D810. It's intuitive and it's got really practical features. Now I can use the touchscreen to scroll through my photos and zoom. It's got a rate button, which is great when you're shooting a lot of pictures for a portrait shoot. And it's got an amazing lens selection. You can have the best camera in the world. If you don't have good glass to go with it, it's useless. So I'm using the 100mm 1.4. It's handling this backlighting beautifully. It's so crisp still, it's sharp. Check out these pictures.
After 6 months, the D850 has proven to be reliable and powerful enough for professional portrait and wedding use. Nikon's new 70-200 f2.8e overcomes the limitations of its Sony a7R III has eye detection autofocus, so I don't even have to change the AF point. That's even better, except that in a side-by-side test, I found that the D850 shots with very shallow depth of field. They both got the job done, however.
Okay.
Oh, it seems like something's
gonna happen.
happening. Oh, it's working.
Nikon SnapBridge is still the worst Wi-Fi app from any of the major camera manufacturers, with Canon's being the best. When we need to share pictures from our Nikon, we use an SD card reader into our smartphone or tablet rather than messing with the Wi-Fi app. It gets the job done.
Landscapes is this tilty screen. It means that I can get a lower angle without having to lay on my stomach or awkwardly make the tripod shorter. It also has focus peaking, so I can make sure that my subject is in focus, and it has touch focusing, which is really nice. You can even touch and take a picture all in one step. The live view touch focusing isn't perfect. It took a few times for me to get the shot in focus, but it still works better than other Nikon cameras. You have to think about the glass that goes with it. Nikon has incredibly sharp wide-angle glass for landscape, like the 14-24, which we use for most of this trip. So far my experiences with the D850 are as impressive as I had.
It's in silent mode, so I see a green light, and I guess it's working. It's set up to take pictures every second. I just want to make sure it's working. The mirror doesn't come up, I guess. The mirror just must stay down. I guess it's going.
The D850 is the greatest time-lapse camera ever made. Seriously, 45 megapixels lets you create 8K video or do a full 2x crop for 4K video, allowing zooms and pans in post-production. To save yourself processing time, the D850 can record time-lapses directly to a 4K video file. However, I found the flickering made these files unusable. I later used silent mode to schedule a time-lapse from my hotel room without waking myself up. The screen even turns off to maximize battery life. The Sony a7R III doesn't have a time-lapse feature at all. You have to use a separate intervalometer.